Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Kaidi Amani, 14183. So this time, this knowledge area number 2, project scope management. And so, what do you guys know about project scope management? Okay, let me tell you. So, project scope management is a process. It's a process that involves in defining what will we do in the project. So everything what we'll do, it's in there. It means that what is included and what is not. That is the scope management project. And next, the processes. There are six. So I got you now, huh? It's actually 5 process, bro, not 6. Ha ha ha. 6 process within the project scope management. The first is scope planning. It is some kind of what we will be deciding. What will we do? What will be defined, verified, and controlled? It's about what and how. Deciding. We decide how. We decide what will we do. And the second is the scope definition. Scope definition. It's like we review the project charter and the scope planning, and within that we look about the preliminary scope statement and adding the information to develop the scope management plan. And the third one is create work breakdown structure, or you should know the WBS. And it's some kind of dividing deliverables into smaller pieces. So it's like program kerja. It's some kind of that, but it's more specific. It's more specific. And work breakdown structure, we could look at about like a Gantt chart. And the next one is scope verification. Scope verification, it's like the acceptance. We look at we inspect the scope. It is right or wrong. And then scope control. Scope control, it's like we control the changes within the scope. So if it is when the scope is a little bit missing, we change the scope itself. And then we get to the chase to the detailed process. So detailed process. The first one is scope planning. So in here, since what I've explained before is like describe what do we do. So it's kind of the basics of the all processes for this scope management plan. And like prepare the scope statement, create a WBS, verify the scope and controlling. That's what we'll do. And the input is there are enterprise environmental factors, process assets, project charter, preliminary scope statement, and project management plan. That's the input. And the output, of course, will be the project scope management plan. It's different, project management plan and project scope. So only the scope. And second is scope definition. Well, it's make the scope clearer because it's typically same as the scope planning. Yet there are project charter that need to be combined within it, and we make request change and project scope management plan updates. So it will be updates if it is right or wrong. And then create WBS is work breakdown structure. Well, the thing is the point word of work breakdown structure is decomposition, decompose, to make a little smaller work. Yeah. So it is defining the total scope of the project, and it's some kind of document. Well, I have a what could I say? It's not an explanation, but it's an example about the Gantt chart. So Gantt chart, I will say the Gantt chart. If the first one is concept, okay, concept, and what is the 1.1 is evaluate current system, and then define requirements, define, and the work until it's roll out. So everything what will you do, it will be on WBS. And there is 5 approach that you can guidelines. It's from the clients. Analogy, you think about how to top down. You get the bigger pieces to the smaller pieces, and bottom up. That from the bottom, the smaller to up, some kind of top down, but it's the polar opposite. And mind map. Minemap can help you the WBS. But the thing is, what will we do is making a resource, schedule, changes, and cost. That 4 is the main component of the WBS. And then scope verification. Scope verification, it's just the inspection. Our stakeholder is okay about what we do about the deliverables. So the before process, the output of before process is what will be the input. But the extent the adding one is WBS dictionary, because sometimes word breakdown structure, it doesn't have to. It's always sometimes it's hard to tell, because every project has its own style. That's why we need the WBS dictionary. And of course, the output is accepted deliverables if it is accepted, request changes, and recommended corrective action if there is wrong or mistakes. And last one is scope control. And scope control, let us say, is the end. So everything on the process before, it will be updates, and the last is recommended corrective action and request changes. But it's all updates. Project scope updates, WBS updates, dictionary updates, scope baseline updates, process updates, and project management plan updates. It's all about updates. And that's a little bit what I can do to you. I think that's all. It seems not a good weather today. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. KID 14183, roll up.